Welcome to this podcast. It's making me thirsty. The number one destination for Seinfeld fans. This episode 133. This is episode 110. This episode 93. And of course, she coined the term yada 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 as George's girlfriend Marcy in the classic season 8 episode of Seinfeld, the yada yada yada. Please welcome Suzanne Cryer. Suzanne, thanks for joining.
It is my pleasure. I was lucky enough to do one of the best Seinfeld episodes ever, and so I haven't talked about it in a really long time. So this will be an interesting jog down memory lane.
So take us back, 1991. Take us back. This was 27 years ago.
This is episode 95. Please welcome Maggie Reed. Maggie, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to it.
Please welcome Ann Burrell. Ann, thanks for joining.
Well, hello. It's so good to be here and nice to talk to you guys.
This is episode 96. Please welcome Chuck Klosterman. Chuck, thanks for joining.
Hey, it's great to be here.
Please welcome Sonia Eddy. Sonia, thank you for joining.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for having me.
Sonia, this is a treat for us. So take us back. Muffin Tops aired in May of 97. Yeah, can you believe it? So I know it was a long time ago, but tell us a little bit what you remember, maybe about the audition process. I know this was an interesting one where they kind of rewrote the episode a couple days before, so I'm curious if that played a part. Will you tell us?
Hey, you guys are good. Okay, went into the audition. There had to be 50 other people that were auditioning for the same role. I don't remember what I did, but I made Jerry laugh.
And of course, she played Kramer's rambunctious girlfriend in the classic season 5 episode of Seinfeld, The Fire. Please welcome Vianne Cox. Vianne, thanks for joining.
Hi.
This is episode 97. This is episode 99. This is episode 98. Please welcome Hiram Caston. Hiram, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Tony. I like how you began with the worst bomb of Larry's career. You opened with sour grapes.
This is episode 100. He has written more episodes of Seinfeld than anyone except Larry David. He wrote 21 Seinfeld episodes, including The Virgin, The Visa, The Implant, The Hamptons, and The Yada Yada. He was a producer and writer from seasons 2 through season 9. We're super excited to have him join us for a second time for our 100th episode. Please welcome Peter Melman. Peter, thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me.
This is episode 101. And of course, he played Kramer's lawyer, Jackie Childs, in several Seinfeld episodes, including The Caddy, The Maestro, and the finale. Please welcome Phil Morris. Phil, thanks for joining.
It is my honor. I love talking Seinfeld.
This is episode 102. This is episode 103. This is episode 104. This is episode 105. And of course, he played Frankie Merman in the season 9 episode of Seinfeld, The Junk Mail. Please welcome Dana Gould. Dana, thanks for joining.
Thank you very much.
But take us back 27 years ago. Take us back, Patrick, 26 years ago, believe it or not. Take us back 24 years ago.
And of course, she played Angela in the season 3 episode of Seinfeld, The Good Samaritan. Please welcome Melinda McGraw. Melinda, thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me. Hello.
Please welcome Mike Florio. Mike, thanks for joining.
Hey, great to be with you guys. And since it's episode 104, I have to ask, for your 100th episode, did you do a clip show like Seinfeld did?
And of course, he played Dr. Wexler in 4 Seinfeld episodes. Please welcome Victor Rader Wexler. Victor, thanks for joining.
Very welcome. I wasn't always Dr. Wexler, though.
Right, that's true.
We
ran over this at the beginning. When I say both your names in the intro, I said, I'm just saying Wexler in the intro. We'll talk about it.
That's because they forgot what they called me. So
of course, we remember you as Dr. Siegel from the Junior Mint. So take us back. March of 93, the Junior Mint aired. So Melinda, take us back. It was a long time ago, but March of 92. So take us back a long time ago, 29 years.
This is episode 106. And of course, she played George's girlfriend, Diane DeCon, the It Girl, in the classic season 5 episode of Seinfeld, the marine biologist. Please welcome Rosalind Allen. Rosalind, thanks for joining.
Hey.
Hi. Good to see you.
This is episode 107. This episode 108. This is episode 109. This is episode 111. And of course, she played Jerry's girlfriend, Kristen, in the season 6 episode of Seinfeld, The Pledge Drive. Please welcome Rebecca Staub. Rebecca, thanks for joining.
Hi, yeah. Thanks. Nice to be here.
And of course, she played Jerry's girlfriend with the name that rhymes with the female body part, Dolores, in 2 Seinfeld episodes, The Junior Mint and The Foundation. Please welcome Susan Walters Ashby. Susan, thanks for joining.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
And of course, she played Elaine's friend and Jerry's girlfriend, Winona, in the season 5 episode of Seinfeld, The Cigar Store Indian. Please welcome Kimberly Guerrero. Kimberly, thanks for joining.
Hi, my pleasure. Good to see you all.
This is episode 111. And of course, she was a writer and producer on Seinfeld for seasons 8 and 9, credited with writing 6 episodes, including The Blood and the Strike, which brought us Festivus. Please welcome Dan O'Keefe. Dan, thanks for joining.
Hey, wait, I just realized, do you put a video component up with this, or did I just wave at the radio?
No, we do video. We do video too. Please welcome Mark Simon. Mark, thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me. I'm very much looking forward to this.
And of course, she played Jerry's girlfriend and NYU grad student Sharon in the unforgettable season 4 episode of Seinfeld, The Outing. Please welcome Paula Marshall. Paula, thanks for joining.
Hi, everybody.
This is episode 116. Please welcome Tom Leopold. Tom, thanks for joining.
Thank you, gentlemen, for asking me.
And of course, she was the hairstylist on Seinfeld for over 100 episodes, spanning seasons 5 through season 9. Please welcome Judy Crown. Judy, thanks for joining.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
This episode 115. This episode 117.
Take us back. So take us back.
Please welcome Steve O'Donnell. Steve, thanks for joining.
It's my pleasure.
Please welcome Athena Massey. Athena, thanks for joining.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me as your guest.
This is episode 118. Please welcome Gretchen German. Gretchen, thanks for joining.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
Please welcome Mark Normand. Mark, thanks for joining.
Hey, thanks for having me. Not the stink guy, not the crook guy, Evil Eye.
This episode 119. This episode 120. This episode 121. This episode 122.
Take us back. It's been 31 years since the Nose Job aired on NBC on Wednesday night. So take us back.
This episode 131. Please welcome Andrew Perloff. Andrew, thanks for joining.
My pleasure.
So take us back.
This episode 123. Please welcome Mark Holton. Mark, thanks for joining.
Nice to be here, and hello to all the Seinfeld fans out there.
This episode 124. Please welcome Elizabeth Dennehy. Elizabeth, thanks for joining.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Take us back. Believe it or not, it's been 30 years.
This episode 125. Please welcome Jessica Lundy. Jessica, thanks for joining. Please welcome Susan Buell. Susan, thanks for joining.
Oh, you're so welcome. I'm very happy to be here.
This episode 126. And of course, he was in 2 Seinfeld episodes, most notably as Bobby in the season 7 episode, The Wink. Please welcome Thomas Decker. Thomas, thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Please welcome Lou Mastillo. Lou, thanks for joining.
My pleasure, guys. Very happy to be here.
This is episode 127.
It's been 28 years.
Please welcome Kelly Caulfield Park. Kelly, thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me. How lovely.
This is episode 128. This is episode 129. This episode 130. This episode 135. Please welcome Andy Fiore. Andy, thanks for joining.
Wow. Thanks for having me, boys. Good to see you. Good to be back on the pod. I'm excited. Excited to talk some sign.
Please welcome Rondi Reed. Rondi, thanks for joining.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
Take us back. July 5th, 1989.
Please welcome Jeremiah Bosgang. Jeremiah, thanks for joining.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Please welcome Carrie Coleman. Carrie, thanks for joining.
Hey, thanks for having me. That was quite the intro. Thank you.
This is episode 132. This is episode 134. Please welcome Jeffrey Yerkes. Jeffrey, thanks for joining.
You're very welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Please welcome Mark Metcalf. Mark, thanks for joining.
I can't believe you used that name.
Please welcome Patrick Bristow. Patrick, thanks for joining.
Thank you, Tony. Hi, Chris.
Please welcome Rick Overton. Rick, thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for remembering.